Hey all, I'm Scruffy the Gamer, and you're here back for another episode. And this episode is going to be my January video game haul. Yes, I know it's a few days early. I'm actually doing this on Wednesday night. I know I won't be able to go thrifting for the rest of the next 2 days. So I figured why not do this video and just kind of let myself have a little bit of breathing time and time to actually play video games and enjoy that for the next 2 days. So we're actually going to start with, as we normally do, the non video games. We're going to show books, controllers, toys, stuff like that. If that's not your jam, feel free to fast forward until the video games start popping up. I'm not good enough. Normal people say I've left a little marker when video games start, editing and all that stuff. Me, this is as good as it gets. I'm impersonal, raw, and I know the titles will be backwards. I still haven't figured out how to do or see what I'm looking at, and have the titles and the words not be reversed. So I do apologize if you're new. If not, you know the drill. Let's get started. So the first thing I guess I'll show you guys is actually the controllers, because I've had a little bit of luck this month with controllers. The first one being a PS3 DualShock controller. This thing works really well. Very clicky, very workable. The stick is just as you want them to be. And this was only around $3.50. The only bad part is when I was cleaning it, I took a little bit off the sticker. It doesn't affect the way the game plays, but I know people like those details and the stickers and all that stuff. So again, I got that for like $3.50. So the next one I got, and believe it or not, I got it for $1. I could not believe it. They had this one. I got that one at Salvation Army. My bad. The PlayStation I got at Salvation Army. This one I got at a St. Vincent de Paul, and it is the Camouflage Xbox One. Now, when I got this thing, it was literally trashed. It had mud. It had everything else caked on it, and a few things I didn't even want to think twice about. The crevices in the handle had skin caked in them and all that. It looked nasty. It looked absolutely disgusting. I can see why they sold it to me for $1. But all it took was a little TLC, and this thing is purring and working the way you want it to. I know it doesn't have a lot of great value, but with my son playing my Xbox One quite a bit, along with the Switch and my 360, I need all the spare controllers I can get, because you know how young people are. He'll just turn 6 this Saturday, and he is already starting to play very well. He loves Minecraft. He loves Pokemon on Pokemon Sword on the Switch, and Kirby the Forgotten Land. So extra controllers are always a must. And speaking of that, I got one last one, and I actually picked it up today. It is a wireless charging remote control with Pikachu on there. Now, at this point, I really should just start collecting all the Pikachu Power A controllers, because I have 3 of them. And why do I have 3 of them? Well, because that's what the universe keeps giving me. So I do have one Mario one that is corded, but this one was really good. I couldn't believe, normally their controllers, wireless or whatnot, are like $10 at a Goodwill. This one was only $2.40. Had to grab it. It does have a bit of life in it. The remote, the sticks and all that, the buttons feel right. They have the right amount of clickiness, and again, it just looks good. And this thing is absolutely clean. I can't imagine what's wrong with it. I even look at the port, that's even clean. So I'm going to charge it, play it on the Switch and see if it works. And if it does, it's a $20 controller for $2.40. Now, if you've kept track of the prices for this, I've literally gotten 3 controllers for less than $10. So if you see these in a thrift store, even if they're absolutely nasty, as long as the sticks and the buttons are good, you can clean up the rest. And 99% of the time, they work. I have yet to buy a controller at a thrift store or anywhere else and not have it work. So do not sleep on these. Next thing I got is books, and I love strategy guides and books, and one of the biggest ones that anyone who's been following me knows, I love Warhammer. And Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormcast Eternals was the book I picked up this month. And a little bit of a story behind this. This was actually part of a starter kit. You got 2 armies of roughly around 20 characters, or 20 metal, troops, and you got a map and you got dice and all that stuff. Well, unfortunately, at Goodwill, someone stole all the figures and the dice and left pretty much the book, the map, and one other thing, and I forget what it was. I asked if they'd be willing to just sell me the book because everything was gone. They said yes. I ended up, instead of paying $20, I ended up only paying like $2.50 for the book. So super happy to get that one. I also got this Pokemon Super Deluxe Essential Handbook, 800 Pokemon. There are 3 of these. This is the one I was missing. So now I have all 3 and happy to have them. I am getting into Pokemon, and I know my son absolutely loves looking through these, and to actually, do that, who's that Pokemon? Oh, it's that one. It works. So, the next one I got was the StarCraft Prima guide. Now, I have never played this, but I do have the game. I do have the strategy guide, and now I have, I also have the expansion pack, and I have, I believe, the second or third game manual. So, great to grab this. I think it was like 42 cents for this thing. It was a great sale. So, and the last one's not official, but it is really, really cool. And it's We Love Mario, the 100% unofficial celebration of the world's favorite plumber. Now, it does go through, it does talk about the games, talks about a little about the history, and then gives you a bit of a, how to put it, game review for each of Mario's games. So, still really cool. Love that it's a Mario book that I didn't have. If it's unofficial, I really don't care much, as long as, I take it with a grain of salt and, look at it in probably the best way I can. So, now, before we get to the games, I do have 2 minor systems. Now, I call them minor systems because one, I'm pretty sure, is... well, I guess I'll just show you. It's this little Game Boy or whatnot. This thing has roughly around 200 NES games on it. You can either play it like this as a Game Boy, or there's a controller that looks like an NES controller that you can plug into the bottom. In the top, you can actually plug in an AV cord, and it can go straight to the TV, and you can play it that way. This was probably sold in like Walgreens or I'm trying to think, some a gas station version of the Game Boy, the NES. I don't think this thing's licensed, but it is a lot of fun. It does have It has like one Mario 1, 2, and 3. It has Turtles 1, 2, and 3, and then Turtles in Time. It has a sight bike. It has a lot of the good games. Castlevanias are on here. Pretty much everything's on here that you would want, and it's fun for my son to play. He likes playing the old games, so I figured why not have it if we go on a trip. I can always take this, hook it up to the TV, and let them have fun with it. So, the next one, and I wasn't planning on this, but I went back for another set of Switch controllers. And unfortunately they had sold, but I did find this Mortal Kombat little arcade machine. It does work. It is in color. It's perfect. It's backlit. I think these things sell for either 15 or 20 bucks at like Walmart, and I just happened to see it this at Goodwill for like $6.50. So I decided to grab it. I do have quite a bit of them over there. I know I have like Centipede, I have Galactica, or Galaga, and I know I used to have a Pac-Man. I have Oregon Trail. So I have quite a few of these, and they're a lot of fun. They're very enjoyable, and for what they are, they're a fun buy. So, all right, we'll start with the games now. So wake up, guys. Games are here. And unless I say different, these are all CIB, complete, all that stuff. Some of the condition may be a little bit off, but they're still CIB. The first one, which I got at Salvation Army, was G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Based on the movie, I believe it's the first movie with Channing Tatum. Not a bad game, not a bad film. And I think I only paid like $2.50 for it. Not a bad pickup. I definitely look forward to playing that, and definitely want to see how it goes. So, the next one I got at a local place called DAV, and it is Bust a Move Bash. Now again, this one is complete, and it has art style that looks very much into my range of what I like, especially with anime and stuff. It is up to 8 players, and it looks like fun. It could be another shovelware title. Obviously, it's going to be a shovelware title, but it looks fun. Cat just scared me. The next one I got for Wii was Facebreaker's KO Party. Never saw this. It definitely looks interesting. Kind of reminds me of Punch-Out. The characters are a lot more out there than before. And like I said, all these are complete, in good shape. And I think I only paid like $2 for that one. So, this one, if you can't tell through my voice, I am sick. And this one just kind of hit home because when you were sick, you either watched this or you watched The Price is Right, and that is Wheel of Fortune for the Wii. Again, is this one I'm gonna, it's gonna be super pricey? No. Is this one gonna be, one that you're gonna play every day, try to get really, really good at? Probably not. Is this one you're gonna, pull out when you're sick? Yeah. So, I'm sure I'll get, my, I think, $1.50, value out of it. So, along with the Bust a Move, I ended up picking up one more game at that DAV, and it is Outlaw Volleyball. Now, this did have the soundtrack with it in the case. I ended up getting a little paper sleeve or a little plastic sleeve to hold that because they had the CD like doubled up on the peg. So I got this little plastic thing that holds right there and allows me to shut it. It worked. I like volleyball games, and this one just looks absolutely outrageous. Looks like a lot of fun, and definitely, a little risque, but I'm okay with that. So, This one I ended up getting another Salvation Army, I think like for $5, and that is Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. It's a PlayStation 2 game. Again, complete, everything really clean, actual PlayStation case. And while it's not my favorite movie of the Star Wars franchise, it is a pretty decent looking game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. So the next one, I actually can blame JRPG Life. They got talking about it, and again, I never gave this game much of a chance. I'm not a JRPG fan, or at least not a big fan of JRPGs. But they said it was a lot of fun, one of their favorites, and you know what? It kind of hit me. I hadn't really given it a good chance, and that was Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy games, I think I've only played like 3. Yeah, 3 of these. It was this one, I think I played for like an hour and got bored. 7, was about the same. At 8, I got pretty far. I actually got to the Tomberries and then had to quit because I was really rage quitting because they were really, really hard. So I'm going to give this one a second chance. Maybe see if it's worth, completing, and hopefully it was. I do like the stories that they have for RPGs. It's like a play. It's like the game itself. So, next one, I ended up getting this. I think they wanted like $7 or $8. I ended up talking them down to 4 because of the scratches on it, and actually showing the guy price charting and game high and all that, and he was willing to knock it down, and that is Prey. I have owned this one before. I didn't really give it too much of a chance, especially when I was younger, and if it got too hard, I stopped playing a game and moved on to something that would actually be fun for me. Now that I'm actually forcing myself to play the harder games in my libraries and all that stuff, I had to pick this one up again. It's not very valuable, but it is a lot of fun, and I did like the story when I remember playing it. Alright, well, I've got a few more. We're moving on to the Xbox One. Yeah, we'll go with that one first. So this one being Monster Jam Crush It. I think I ended up paying like $2 for this. And my youngest son, is into everything monster trucks. So if I can play this, have him entertained, and actually get to enjoy playing a video game without someone screaming at me or whatnot, I'm gonna grab it. And again, this just looks like a lot of fun, and maybe I'll get a little peace and quiet while I play a video game and make him smile. So definitely worth picking up. The next one I picked up was Tales of Arise. Now, again, a JRPG game, but even though I'm really bad at RPGs, I had to grab this one. I do like the Tales series, even though I don't get very far in them. So this one just looked like it had great graphics, and I'm always in for punishment in RPG life. So definitely going to pick this up. I think it was only $4 or $5 at a thrift or at a local game store, so had to pick it up. Got 3 left. This one, it's another one that I have an extreme love-hate for this series, and that is Resident Evil 2. I love this series because of the story, because of the zombies, the movies, the cartoons, the TV shows that they came out with, all that. And I do have quite a few of these games, including a lot of the remakes and whatnot. But Leon Kennedy and Jill Valentine. I think that's who's in this one. I could be wrong. I know Leon Kennedy's in it. But he is my favorite character out of the series, so wanted to grab this. I remember this one being the one where they introduced Nemesis, and playing this on the PlayStation 1 and just having it literally scare the living pants off of me and my buddy, because his mom had all the furniture pushed in the middle, had a like a paint tarp over things, so it was like a little cave and you were like 2 inches away from the TV, and it would just fun as all get out, especially when Nemesis would jump through the window and chase you, and really there was no way of actually surviving that encounter. That was a lot of fun. I have good memories, so definitely wanted to grab this. Alright, well, now we're down to the Switch, and go with this one. So this one was actually an upgrade. I actually bought the game quite a few months ago. Sometime last year, actually. And I got it for $17. Art style looked good. The game play looked fun enough. I decided to grab it and realized that it was actually a game that only came in a special edition at that time that I knew of. And I had bought just the game in the case, not the actual like box. There was so much more to this thing, so I ended up selling that and picking this up pretty cheaply for only about $24. That's all it's really worth. But it is Akiba's Trip, Hellbound and Debriefed, the 10th anniversary. Now I have heard that the second one of these, which actually, if I understand right, just came out, was much better than this one, but I wanted to get it since it was already in my collection. I wanted to get a complete CIB, and yeah, sure enough, I got the art book, I got the soundtrack, and then I got the game itself and the box. The only thing I don't like about the box, and it really has nothing to do with the game, but this is one spine, this is the other. So when you have it on the shelf, it's either this is all you see, or this is all you see. I mean, really, you have enough space here. Why did you not put the title of it on here? You put it here, and you put it here, and you put it here. So if I display it, I have to have either this, or this. So right now, it looks like that on a shelf. It looks like some weird like display case or something, display copy or something like that. I don't know why they didn't do that, but it's a minor complaint about the game. This last one I saw, wow, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago, and I really wanted to grab it. At that time, I didn't have enough money. I was kind of short. We were having issues, with work just not being steady and all that. We have gotten that fixed, and I finally found it again. Had a little extra money on it and decided to grab it. It's on a collection, a series I know very little about. First of all, I'm probably very much of a noob, but this series reminds me so much of Power Rangers. Monsters come out, you change into like a morphine type. Depending on your costume, you have different powers, this, and this. You fight, you become big, you fight the monster again, you destroy it, you come back, yay! Everybody's happy. And I know a lot of people are going to complain about this, and my only defense is I've only seen this particular movie. That's the only information I have based on this entire series. So this one is SD Shin Kamen Rider Rumble. A good side-scrolling beat-em-up if there ever was one. And like I said, I do like the Kamen Rider, what little I know of it, but it does have that Power Ranger feel to me. Now, the only reason I do know this particular story, this character, this you know, his different powers and all that is because I watched the Shin movie. They had the Shin Godzilla, they had Shin Ultraman, and then they had Shin Kamen Rider. And I think, except for maybe Ultraman, I have seen all the Shins. So, um, unless they came out with one I did not see. But yeah, I found this to be very fun, very enjoyable. The only thing that I will say is I actually have to go back and restart the entire game, because once you start on the hardest setting, they don't allow you to go back and change it. You have to play that or restart the entire game. And for some reason, I guess I didn't understand the rules or anything, but it is set on the hardest setting, and I don't know why. So, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm looking forward to playing it. I do put this in the Godzilla, the Ultraman, the King Kong, the Pacific Rim genre, because, you know, he does get big. He does fight monsters. So I put it in there. And the only thing else I know about this guy is he is in the original Super Famicom Great Battles with Ultraman, Gundam, him, and one more, but I can never remember what they're from. But I have 2 or 3 of those, and I really, really enjoyed them. So, yeah, definitely worth giving it a shot. Well, guys, that is it for my January haul. I know there wasn't a lot of games, there wasn't a lot of stuff, but it was fun. It's been kind of a slow month. I know a lot of the thrift stores and all that stuff have been kind of drying up, but you know, you get what you get, and you know, you hope for more, and you know, be happy with what you get. So that's just the way it is. Well, guys, thank you for making it through this video. If this is your first time, please hit that like button. I hope you guys come back. And if you're here and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it. I just hit 200, and I'm a little over 200 now. And that, well, that's small for a lot of people. That was big for me, because I literally started this just to share my nerdy interests with people. And this channel has honestly changed so much. I've done gameplay, I've done movie reviews, I've done room tours, I've done video game reviews now. I have, you know, been doing, I did a series called the Double Down Game Challenge. I really enjoyed doing that. Unfortunately, I had to stop. And now I'm just doing monthly pickups and the occasional room tour, which for right now, I do not foresee any reason to do a 2026 room tour. Not a lot's really changed. If that actually changes, I will do another one. But right now, there's just so much going on that this room always seems to be in chaos and flux and all that. But it's just the way it goes. So thank you guys so much. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys later.